encore un jour vivre, encore un amour vivre, encore un réveil ivre, gorgé de soleil. Aime, aime comme un fou, aime à genoux, oui même. Si tu dois souffrir, aime, même s'il faut partir. Ils se sont dit adieu, peut-être à jamais, mais au fond de leurs yeux, oh, comme ils s'aimaient. Et la ronde des jours va les emporter vers un autre, toujours vers l'éternité. Loin, loin, si loin, comme une étoile, un point. Vivre, vivre encore un jour, vivre, encore un amour, vivre, encore un réveil ivre, gorgé de soleil. Aime, aime comme un fou, aime à genoux, oui même. Si tu dois souffrir, aime, même s'il faut partir. Qu'importe les saisons, qu'importe le temps, par-delà l'horizon, rien n'est important. Ils traversent la nuit au fond de leurs yeux, une flamme qui luit, l'amour en adieu. Loin, loin, si loin, comme une étoile, un point. Première lueur, ils l'ont embarqué. Les fusils des tueurs vont bientôt claquer. Tu dois enfin mourir, disent-ils, que veux-tu? Il s'est mis à sourire, il a répondu. Loin, loin, si loin, comme une étoile, un point. Vivre, vivre encore un jour, vivre, encore un amour, vivre, encore un rêve, vivre, gorgé de soleil, vivre, vivre.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to, well, my YouTube channel, basically. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. Oh, no, not my YouTube channel. My YouTube and my Twitch channel, because in case you don't know, I'm streaming simultaneously right now on both YouTube and Twitch. I kind of upgraded my little streaming package to let me simultaneously stream on two platforms. And this is what I will be doing from now on, basically, streaming on both places, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that's gonna work. And yeah, I think like today my channel kind of restarted, I guess. I just dropped my 100 favorite songs from the year 2023, and there was a lot of people who tuned in for that live video. And I figured we're gonna move right on to listening to some more national final songs. And I mean, the Eurovision season is very, very in full motion, in full swing right now. I haven't kept up with it. Of course, I listened to the French song because that was released like 2 months ago now. Yeah, I live streamed that one, and I'm gonna keep live streaming them. I'm gonna think that I basically think that I will try and live stream every single national final, at least the ones I can. And today we're going to listen to the songs from Czech Republic, or Czechia. Of course, as I guess all of you know, they've already picked their song. But I'm looking forward to listening to all of the songs that they had to choose from, and I'm going to say which one's my favorite, of course. And I'm also going to be reviewing the winner, and I'm going to comment on all of the songs as I listen to them, basically. And I actually know what song won because I've seen the title jump around. I mean, I do own a Discord server where people talk about Eurovision, and yeah, people have mentioned what song won, but I haven't heard it, and I haven't heard any of the other songs either. So I'm looking forward to getting through this national final. I figured this would be the first one to go with because it's pretty short and sweet, hopefully. 7 songs. I will be listening to them in studio cut because I think that watching like different national finals have different audio quality in terms of their songs, and I feel like what would be the most fair thing for me to do, like the most objective perspective of everything, would be to basically go for listening to all of the songs in studio cut. Of course, some national finals might only have live performances to judge by, but this one has studio cuts of the songs, and those will be the ones that I listen to, basically. And I've already prepared the full-on playlist here. As I said, 7 songs. We're gonna get right into it, I think. Let's just make sure that you can see something as well. I will be showing the songs in the bottom left corner there. You see, now it's only black, but that's because the first screen is black. So there we go. It says Aiko Pedestal. So yeah, time for some first impressions and reviews here. The song Pedestal that we have on screen here, directed by Honya Tran, is the winner from the Czech selection. I have not heard it. We'll see if it will be a worthy winner when we compare it to the competition as well. But I'm looking forward to listening to this one. It's kind of exciting to start off with a song that's going to be in Eurovision. I mean, that's confirmed. And yeah, I guess we're gonna start off with the best according to the Czech vote. So yeah, let's just make sure all of the audio is good. I hope it is. Alright, anyway, if it's not, we're gonna have to go back. But yeah, let's listen to Pedestal by Aiko. Here we go. Sounds like punchy productions. You can hear that straight from the beginning. Nice panning, very nice. It's a very kind of wobbly guitar strums in the left ear. The bass line is very punchy and straight to the point in the middle. Nice wide width of backing vocals here. Got a little guitar line in the right ear now. Still got the growly sounds here, the more piercing ones here. Nice! Yeah, that's good. Great punch in it. Very dynamic shouts here. Switching up the rhythms. The sweeps there on the left ear leading nicely into a deep part of the chorus. I love the dynamics in this. Really playing around with it a lot. I feel very professionally put together and playfully done so as well. Some detailing here now with the right ear. The panning is really something that I'm very appreciative of. A little vocal here as well. We got the guitar coming back here in the right ear. Yeah. I noticed you can't hear me, I'm sorry. It's really punchy, I really love the punchiness of it. Very, very strong. Great continuation here as well. Got the sweeps. I love how the sweeps is really like chopped up to create an additional rhythm here for the outro. That's neat. And the outro is just holding out like that. Very abrupt ending, but I think that really works with the punch of the song. Terribly sorry that the audio was poor throughout listening to it. That's why I always should do some testing before going for it. I hope the audio is better now. I guess you kind of missed a lot of my comments throughout listening to it. Terribly sorry about that. But anyway, what I really felt like the things that I really thought about listening to it is absolutely the punchiness of it. I think the production is very polished. I think it's a playful arrangement because it's really dynamic throughout. I think it builds neatly, and then mainly like these shouting parts, you cut out all of the instruments, you really go in with the big bang of the chorus as well. Bass line is very hard hitting, very straight to the point. The panning is absolutely spot on in this song. It's really playfully panned. They've really utilized the whole soundstage when they've created this song, which I think the production quality just really clicks. It's obviously all gonna come down to seeing it live in May, but listening to it as a studio cut, I'm quite impressed. The audio was still too loud even after you adjusted it. Oh, I'm too loud? Is that the issue? Huh? I'm terribly sorry. I've maxed it out as much as I can. I don't even know. Sorry, but this review is a bit chopped up. But yeah, my main points are really those. I think it's playfully arranged. I think that the production is very, very strong. I'm quite impressed with just the playfulness of it. And I think those are really the main standouts of it. The vocal style is quite also interesting, I think. It's this shouty approach that it has going for it. And I'm very fond of that. The music was too loud. We're gonna adjust that for the next song. Unfortunate that the winner was the one that got the missed audio balance. I'm terribly sorry about that. Before we're moving on, let's just check it then. Because now I'm gonna just be playing a little bit of the song here, and I will be talking about it. Tell me if this is decent or if I need to lower it even more. According to my balancer, I need to lower it even more. Maybe something like that. Is that good? Yeah, you can judge from this. And now I'll pause again. Yeah, I mean, basically, playful song, very interesting vocal style. I think it's one that's really in your face, and I also like the vocal layering throughout, with like small details here and there that they actually just layer her voice really neatly. But yeah, mainly I guess energy of the drums is really strong. The guitar work I like. It's very simple, but it really works in its favor because it's playful in the panning. In the left ear you got the wobbly, kind of dragged out, phasery chords, and then the right ear really has this piercing kind of rhythmic staccato work of the guitar, which is really neat as they build up. Main part though, I think dynamics is the strong suit of the song, and we're gonna see how it's gonna work out for Czech Republic with this one live. But I think song-wise, I don't think they're very wrong for picking this one. But of course, we got 6 more songs to listen to, so let's see if those are equally good or they're worse or whatnot. People say it's bad live. I guess we'll have to find out. And the sound is still too good, too loud. I will lower it just a tad more. Minus 25 decibels. It just feels crazy going that low on the software, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, song number 1 done. We're moving on to song number 2. This one is called... Sorry. This song is called The Angel's Share by Elly, which of course is not a winner, but we're still going to listen to it because I do look for... I always enjoy just checking out the national finals and seeing the songs that didn't get chosen and see if I can be upset about any decisions. But so far, I feel like the decision that the Czech Republic or Czechia went with, not too shabby. We're gonna check out now The Angel's Share by Elly, and let's see what this one's all about. We got a lyric video on our hands as well, so I guess they really want us to be aware of the lyrical side of things in this song. Quite a haunting opening, has to be said. Synth works neat, quite atmospheric. Like the little filtered out, plucky notes. Vocal becomes very central here. It's great. Very piano driven, but A little sweeping there as well. I feel like I could go for a very electronic vibe here, and I would definitely sign up for that one. Builds nicely. It's a very abrupt transition leading into this part, and I think the impact hits sound a bit but it has promised to be a very strong build this. You were building towards something there. Nice with the filtered out drumming here. The kick drum is really just the core of the song now. But the vocals is absolutely the main part of it all. This build better lead to something. Okay, we go full time with the drumming at least. Pluck a little work is actually quite neat. I think the sound design is pretty polished, which is neat. The melodies really work, but it needs to lead into an instrumental section, I think, where it really kicks it up a gear even further. Got a few anthemic drum hits here. Feels a bit too much like a vocal showcase at times. Kind of the same chorus. It's a strong chorus, but it's one of these choruses that feel like a build-up. It feels a little unresolved at the moment. Great power in it though. Production quality could have probably been polished a bit. I don't really feel a lot of depth in it. It's just loud. Championship music, yeah. Kind of felt a bit like it was destined for a championship of sorts. It felt very anthemic, majestic. It really tried to be very large, loud, wide, just a massive impact of a song. And I think the vocal is absolutely there. She sounds stunning in this studio cut. Not sure about live. Maybe she was good. I don't know. I just base it off of this one. But I think the vocals are very convincing here. It's a strong melody, and at times I feel like there really is a very nice tone in how it intonates. But the song instrumental goes really all out loud, and it feels like they've actually worked quite decently with putting together a very epic or intense arrangement behind her. But it never really leads to anything, in my opinion. I think that the song needs a little bit of a restructure. And instead of maybe cutting it down towards the finale with a little bit of a stick or a minor bridge there towards the end, could probably just have kept it going and led it into an instrumental segment where the music just expands. You throw in another synth, you throw in some new instrument to really just create a new lead melody, or just a continuation of the one you have, and just let it all kind of evoke some sort of finale, really. Right now it feels a little bit by the books in terms of its structure, and I feel like the approach that they've taken songwriting wise on this one isn't really fit for that. Still, rather impressive package, I would say. Sounds a little bit more like a winner, I guess, than the first one in terms of what it wants to be, I guess. But it didn't win, so hey ho. But I was enjoying that as well. Pretty good. We're moving on from championship music here. We're gonna move on to the song Starlet by Gianna Lei. Got the cinema lighting on here as well. So this will be song number 3. Off to a pretty good start so far. I'm kind of enjoying this selection. And this one is called Starlet, as I said, by Gianna Lei. And we got another lyric video, so let's see what this one's all about.
Stardust igniting all over me, embedded in my
quite a...
Piece together so seamlessly.
It's like this whispery vocal style, but it's very crisp and loud in terms of its production. You can't really ignore the voice whispering inside of your ear.
Come back around. No need for contemplating. Not worth debating. I'm amazing, honestly. Don't care about the feelings. I'm escaping gravity. I know it's been
Melodically decent here, I guess, but the instrumental, it's like just heavy compression and everything. A little monotonous in this part as well, and just repeating the same word over again without really any melodic interest. It's rather unfortunate. I'd say this one is a little bit weak. It just feels uninspired, a little bit playful in terms of the approach they're taking instrumentally, because it feels like a very dynamic approach, but I think it's just too heavy compression that's done that. This is neat. Nice little part here. Playful variation. Strong percussive variation. And the vocal switches up. Production is still way too just crisp in a bad way. It feels like it's just scratching my eardrums. Your song is honestly not, unfortunately. I like that little line. I'm escaping gravity. It has a nice melodic intonation. Alright. This is wearing on me now. I'm sorry. And this is not a hook. It's pedestrian. Alright, Gianna, I gotta say, even though you're Starlet, I think your song needs a little bit of work. The production of it is, I mean, there is something there that I think can kind of be admired, because they want to be pretty quirky and unique with the production, but it's just heavily compressed, everything, and it kind of makes some of the sounds kind of sound like they're clipping almost, and it just feels like your eardrums, someone's scraping like cardboard on your eardrum, and that's not a very pleasant sound, at least in my book. And I feel mainly with the percussion that it sounds a little bit like that. The vocal is whispery, but also very loud in the mix, because it feels like she's whispering from inside of your ear, and I'm not really jiving with that either. Melodically, I think parts of it is pretty strong. Nice little variation there around the second chorus. That I'm escaping gravity line has a nice like hold to it, but the hook, like I'm Starlet, I'm Starlet, I'm Starlet, is very flat, very uninspired, repetitive without the need of being repetitive, and that really drags the song down, along with other factors that I've mentioned, I guess. So far the weakest one, I would say, but we're only 3 songs in, maybe there will be something weaker, but this one I can understand why it was not chosen. But hey-oh, up and at it again. Gianna may be back another year with something that is more applicable to me, or more appealing to me at least. We're gonna move on to the song Good Enough by Lenny. Let's see, we're gonna pause that there. Lenny is an artist I am aware of since before. I've heard the song Lover, I think, which I quite like. It's very rocky, in explosive instrumentals, and a really cool voice to it as well. I think she possesses. Let's see if there's any of that in the song Good Enough here. Obviously not the pick that Czech Republic went with, but maybe it so I guess it wasn't good enough. But but we'll see if I think it's good enough, I guess. Let's see. Lenny, let's go.
Sometimes I'm losing my mind, so I give up trying. Feels like I'm wasting my time walking the line.
Slow opening, but the vocal is very characteristic, I think. Nice how the piano fills in here. It slowly, gradually builds in terms of its rhythmic composition.
And I'd bet my life, they told me I'll never be good enough. I found myself questioning all I love, all I love. And all is lost, hope is gone, times are tough, just believe. Walking this way.
Nice hold there. And the impact of the drums are pretty decent. I'd say we've heard these kind of percussive style for 10 years now, and it's getting more and more uninteresting, unfortunately. It needs a little bit more of an expansiveness to it. It's like there's a lot of punch being put into the piano. Okay, we gotta build some intensity into the instrumental here now. The drumming was there, like the concept of those hits building towards something, but we're back with piano segment, which is rather underwhelming, I gotta say. That's a little effect work. Okay, finally. Yeah. Strong backup vocal harmony there as well. Guitar feels fulfilling. Got a bunch of hi-hat work with the drums, which fills it out nicely. Strings taking over. Melodically, it's not quite there, but these hits are nice. We got a little hint of them in the first chorus, but here they actually go all out with it. Great continuation here. Really works the flow of the energy. That's a strength. Vocal variation. Yeah, I like that. Filling it out here with new vocal styles, or like vocal inputs. And we're back here, yeah. I feel like these more toned down parts are kind of not enough to keep the whole song together. The build of the song really joins in too late for my personal liking. I think that it when the actual instrumental really comes in and it goes in kicking, it builds very well gradually, because I think it grows wider. They do exactly what they should do and make a variation within, I guess, mainly the vocals, but also how they add in the strings there after a while. The drumming takes over with different rhythms in terms of the syncopes and such. But it all comes a bit too late. I think a lot of people have probably zoned out before that happens, and then they kind of feel like, if this would have come like 30 seconds earlier, it would have felt more fulfilling and felt more rewarding. But it takes too long to get there, and even if it takes long to get there, there needs to then be a little bit of a variation leading up to that part, because then the first verse, the first chorus, and the second verse, all of them kind of had a similar instrumental approach, and there needs to be variation within these segments. You can't just have that big of a part of the song be too restrained and then starting to build on it. It takes too long, and that's not a good sign in a 3-minute competition, I guess. The other songs will have much more happening within that time period. However, I gotta say, like, how they work with the actual build towards the end, that's something that the songwriters from song number 2 should look at, because they definitely built of the intensity and energy of what the chorus actually had to offer, and they continued to build on that in this one. So I think that should be respected. But I guess all songs have their own strengths, and this one had a few, but it also had some setbacks, and I understand why it didn't win because of it. She sounds great though, and I've seen people in the chat mentioning that she sounded great live as well, which is pleasant to know. Maybe she comes back another year with something that's something that could be good enough for Eurovision, I guess. But yeah, I quite liked it, but it just kind of took a little too long to really get there. We're going to move on. This is well, as you can see on the image, it's proper styling on this lot. Red Flag Parade. I can't see who made this. Can I? Mydy. Okay. Mydy Red Flag Parade here. Is it just me, or is the resolution of the image really poor? Like I don't know, it just looks really pixelated, but that might just be me. Anyway, Red Flag Parade here. I'm not quite sure what they went for with this cover art, but it definitely stands out, and they felt like this is what we want to represent our official video on YouTube. Okay. Anyway, I'm just talking nonsense now. We're going to listen to the 5th song out of 7, and let's see what this one's all about. Red Flag Parade by Mydy. Right. I'm very fond of this kind of percussive style. It's very direct. Now we got the march beat joining in. A nice little elevation in the chords there. This is relying on its hook a lot. Instrumental is a bit all over the place, which I think is probably the point. Melodically, it's rather uninteresting to me, I have to say. It's playful. Arrangement-wise, I think it's really admirable, actually. They play around with dynamics a lot. It's a lot of elements thrown in. I think the verses have a great groove to them. This is a part you can just jam along to. I like this kind of call-response technique they got going for them in the verses as well. Not really sure about this whole xylophone thing. It feels like they want to be more quirky. That it actually kind of... The song suffers a little bit from being like that, I think. Unfortunately, I think the chorus is melodically uninteresting. It's too monotonous. It's a nice little kind of grooviness to the guitar lines, and the playfulness of the production is really neat. This part isn't really working for me. I think melodically it's lacking something. It's not interesting me. I think they put all of the focus onto the instrumental and making that quirky and unique. The sound design is really whack, honestly. And now it's kind of overstaying its welcome. I'm sorry, but there needs to be a variation here. We need to go somewhere. This can't be all of your song, really. Great clapping there at the end as well. It's dynamic, it's incredibly playful, it's unique in terms of instrumentation. Production quality is stunning, honestly, at times at least, because it's so dynamic and so crisp in how the different sounds match each other. And it's a fun package altogether. Now, obviously, I haven't seen it live. Maybe they knocked it out of the park. But melodically is not there, in my opinion. It's a simple hook to sing along to, I guess. But it's also something that becomes a little bit tiresome for me personally, and that could be a me issue. I'm not sure. The verses, I think, are pretty great, honestly. There's a great drive in that. I think it's just really easy to dance to, I guess. It gets my feet tapping, and it gets me feeling like I want to move a little bit at least. But the chorus kind of overstayed its welcome as well towards the end there when they repeated it for the 5th or so time. And then I kind of felt like I would have liked this to actually expand and evolve and grow into something more, because it feels like they really established this core part of the song, this core hook that is supposed to really click with the audience, get everyone going, but then you need the variation to take over. You need an elevated step for the finale to really make sure that the song ties everything together neatly. I think that's my main takeaway from the song. It could be one of these, like also like an earworm that just grows on you for every listen. But at the moment, I feel like it's probably the most fun song in the selection so far. But it's also one that I do not think is entirely perfected in terms of its structure, I guess. But it's playful. The production I can definitely get behind. I think it has a fun approach to it. I love the verses, and yeah, I'm gonna listen to it a few more times and see what I really make of it. But I grew a little bit tired of it towards the end, and I'm not gonna shy away from that fact. Let's see. We only have 2 songs left. The first one of those is from Tom Sean, and it's called Dopamine Overdose. Official Dopamine and Friends video. Okay, so I guess we got like a, what's it called? Campaign type of song. Anyway, love this font where you can't even see what it says on it. You have to really focus, and my eyesight isn't really that great. It's very annoying to look at. I'm terribly sorry, but I feel like I just need to start the song so I can get this title off the screen. Dopamine Overdose by Tom Sean, song number 6. Let's see. Really drown the whole instrumental here in. Sounds very aquatic. Can you say that? There's a wonderful contrast with his vocal and this really atmospheric backdrop here. I like that. Punchy percussion, it feels very in the now. Modern production on this. Focus on just being punchy. And you have this whispery vocal working in contrast with the intensity of it. Relies a lot on atmosphere as well. Sweet like teriyaki. I feel for you, man. Nice little joining in how the drum machine is really quite effective. It has the constant energy to it, and it's just intended to make you move along with the beat of it all. And the build-ups actually maintain the energy, which is just a nice detail, because I'm so tired of songs really killing the energy. This is a constant nod along fest, I guess. I kind of like the pausing as well within the vocal melody. It's fun. Yes, great. Throw in the instrumental here to keep the energy going. It's just formulaic, but to the right standard. I feel like this is very fulfilling just because of that. Okay, they had to kill it. Of course they had to. They had to. You could have had a DJing gold mine here. Just keep the energy going throughout the whole song, but you gotta kill it. Try and be emotional here. Again, this, I guess the vocal melody is kind of growing tiring on this. This one has a little bit of a tiresome melody as well, honestly. I can get no sleep. That feels very weird wording, honestly. Okay, you know, I just know I'm gonna be having this song stuck in my head now. Tomorrow morning, I'm singing along to Sweet Like Teriyaki. Sweat on your body, sweet like teriyaki. That line will be in here, and I will wake up singing it, because it just has that really effective pausing before it. It's a nice rhythmic melody. I'll go as far as that to say. And I think also the production quality of it is pretty decent. It does everything it should do. It's very formulaic. It's by the books. it's very much like contemporary. It's in the now. I guess like, you know, the Medusa kind of era of music. I don't think you call it the Medusa era of music, but I think you get what I mean when I say that kind of production to it, with just very loud and growly kicks and bass walks that really overpower the entire soundstage. So there's nothing really else in there except for this whispery vocal, and then a very nice addition after the second chorus with the instrumental taking over in terms of the synth work there, and then, well, they kill the energy. So yeah, still, this is probably one that I will just I can see myself listening to this a lot, like just have it on in the background. It's one of these, like, what do you call it, like simple pleasures, I guess. It's a perfect song to just have on in the background, and you don't think what you're listening to. It's just there, and you can tap your foot and nod along to it. That's the kind of song this is, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it for that. It's probably not something that I really need at Eurovision, and if I need it, I think we can get better versions of it with more interesting melody. Maybe he killed it live, what do I know? But he didn't win, so we're not gonna have it, so we will never know. However, it's a hook that I will probably sing as I wake up tomorrow morning. Sweat on your body, sweet like teriyaki. I just know I'm gonna wake up with it. Well, anyway, Tom Shaw there with Dopamine Overdose. It was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it. It's no deal break. It's nothing groundbreaking, but I did enjoy it. So, and I'm probably listening to it after this as well. All right, final song. This one doesn't have a video, not even a lyric video, but it's called "Out of My Mind" by Thomas Robin. And he has a very distinguished look. Let's say that much. We got the earring. We got this very popular hairdo. We got tattoos all over. And the thing is, like, when I see a guy who looks like this, I automatically think, oh, he's doing rock music. But nowadays, that's not really the case anymore. He could do anything. So I'm just open to whatever is gonna happen here. Let's see. Thomas Robin, "Out of My Mind." Let's listen to it and see if it should have been the one. I guess not.
I still remember the rainy day. I was sitting on the sidewalk, waiting for the train that will come. Left behind the wood you say, trying to harmonize my life. Got only bad things on my soul. I'm collecting my.
This could have gone any direction, but it goes the reggaeton route. Of course it had to. I'm not a big fan of this percussive style. It appeals to a general audience, and it gets people moving. And this vocal style is really raspy, a bit growly. It's just grungy. Yeah, that chorus did not stick with me. It's so far from being my type of music. It feels very by the books. And the percussion is kind of driving me crazy. It's too uninteresting for me. The instrumental is really minimalistic as well. Here they throw in a little bit of a pulsating bass line, I guess. And his vocal tries to be distinguished, but it just kind of blends into the whole thing for me. That's a neat little bass line leading into the chorus. Wow. It just doesn't really do anything intriguing to me. Pedestrian just keeps moving along. Nice continuation here. Synth work is decent here. And here we kill the energy again. Because, you know, we gotta. Very briefly though. This feels rather fulfilling. The vocal variation there, the high note, it works. I think something that really comes out of me now is that I think it's rather messy vocal-wise. It just crashes with all of the frequencies in the mix and the instrumental. The song tries to be so much all at once. The dynamics really aren't showing anywhere. Okay, this actually feels quite harsh to say, but I think that's probably the one that really interested me the least. It didn't really have anything to really agree with me, I guess. I'm not sure on that. It just felt a little bit underwhelming. It felt like everything became all compressed into one box, and there wasn't really any dynamics within it. It wasn't... what do you even say? Like, it didn't have that cohesive feel to it to me. It felt like it wanted to be a lot of different things all at once. It felt like it wanted to be quite emotional. His vocal style definitely goes for that. And then you got like the reggaeton drums, and you got a very kind of moody, filtered out, I'm not even sure what kind of instrument they're going for, but the atmosphere in it is very vague and kind of abstract, and just quite wide and airy and breathy. It feels like it can be whatever, and then it just leads into nothing really, because it takes different things, puts them all in a bowl, and doesn't really pay attention to mixing them carefully. It just becomes a blend of everything, and I'm not really clicking with that. And now listening to the 7 songs, I gotta say, general thoughts is probably that Czech Republic or Czechia picked the right song. I would say, like, based on these studio cuts, I think that Pedestal was probably the one that I did enjoy the most. You know what we're going to do though? We do have one of, I can't say the greatest channel on YouTube, because Svensk TV is that, of course, but another very good one is, of course, the channel that puts together the recaps for all of these national finals and for Eurovision, of course, and that channel is called Misia Eurovicia. We're going to check that recap and really see which one I did like the most, because I need to refresh my memory. However, I can only find one for the live performances, and I'm not really looking for that right now. Is there really only one with the live performances? I guess we gotta go for that one then, shouldn't we? I guess we're going for the one with the live performances. I get a little bit of a glimpse at the live performances. That could also be quite interesting, of course. So yeah, let's see what all of it looks like and sounds like. Let's go. Just classic Lavenda intro, of course. Oh, the production quality does not come across in the live performance. Unfortunate. This needs work. Wow, this needs a lot of work. Studio cut is very powerful on that one. From a recap perspective, this one sounds great, but it never really leads all the way where it should go. It's actually quite nice, like when you see the recap of it mainly. Okay, yeah, this one was worst. This one was the worst, obviously. This one had nothing to really offer me, I gotta say. Not a very convincing singer either, obviously. I would assume that that one finished last. Oh, that was a very short clip of Good Enough, but Good Enough is nice, I think. It just took way too long to get there, but the vocals were... Oh, it says copyright up here, sorry. The vocals were definitely there, at least in the studio cut, and I gotta say, it felt like the instrumental came together nicely towards the end, but it took too long to get there. And then we got Red Flag Parade here, yeah? Yeah, this one's fun, but I gotta say, The chorus melody isn't really working for me, but they look like a class act on stage. They look like tons of fun. Maybe that would have been a better choice based on the performances. Of course, this had to be a guy who wears a big jacket and he doesn't button it. Like, you just knew he was gonna be like that. Yeah. Works better live, I think. He's a performer. He gives it personality, that's nice. He's a performer. Good slot as well. This one can get me dancing if I see it like that. Alright. Good choice of a recap slot there, I gotta say. Okay, maybe I should see that one live, because it did sound just like the studio cut, really. And he had, you know, character. He knew how to perform that song, and that actually made me a little bit more interested in it. And I got less interested in Dopamine Overdose. But if I gotta say, like, based on the studio cuts, I gotta say number one is probably Pedestal, the song that won. Sorry that I've forgotten the titles of the songs. Let's see. Here, someone wrote all of the song titles here. Yeah, Pedestal is probably my favorite in terms of studio cut, I think. Then I think Red Flag Parade and Dopamine Overdose are fun songs to listen to. And Dopamine Overdose is one of those that I will be singing when I don't want to. Red Flag Parade is one that I loved the verses of. I loved the energy of it, but the chorus was not up to my liking melodically. But still, it was fun, and it felt like it really had a performance there. But I'm gonna ignore that for now. Studio cuts, I'd say that those two are the ones that I enjoyed the most after Pedestal. Then it has to be, yeah, Good Enough was good. Good Enough and The Angels' Share kind of had a little bit of a similar issue. Well, at the same time, not at all having it. But Good Enough took too long to get going. It felt a bit too restrained in the instrumental for the first part of the song. And The Angels' Share never really led to as much as it really built towards. Then Out of My Mind was very middle of the road for me in studio cut, and Starlet was just honestly nowhere near the other ones. It feels like a massive gap there. Production mainly as well. It's very strange. It does not feel like it really belongs in the selection, even though it had character, which it had a character completely different to the competition, which makes sense that it would be in, but it wasn't as polished as the other songs. So yeah, that would probably be my list. I was thinking there's actually a stream of the whole final on YouTube. Maybe we will watch that one day and we'll do our own little voting for it, but no promises now. Anyway, that's been everything. I've listened to all of the songs from the Czech Republic's from Czechia's national final, and you've all had to listen to them now again. And I thank 92 people for joining me for this, which is kind of really really nice. I'm very glad to be aware of that so many people came around here. Can you react to Pedestal live version? It's not even 10 p.m. yet. I can do that. Let's see. Pedestal. We're only doing this one though because it won. That's why. That's the only reason why. I'm obviously not going to really come with any valuable insight in terms of the song now, because I've already talked about the songs. But we're just going to see how it is live, and then we'll see what it's like. 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Very short song. But yeah, here we go. It's difficult to really make a judgment based on the production quality of this show as well, of course. I don't really feel like this kind of performance works with it, does it? The shouting doesn't work here. It kind of becomes a little bit annoying watching it like this. I love the energy of the song, but this performance doesn't work for it, and she can't really do both things at the same time, giving this crazy performance while also singing the song with conviction. That doesn't really work. But she's characteristic and charismatic as a performer. That bodes well. I mean, we're obviously a long way away from Eurovision. She has almost half a year to polish this, so... I don't really get like this concept of a performance. I don't think it really fits. I'm sorry. Please stop. What was that? No. You got work to do. I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't try here and be a harsh critic or anything. But that did not work, and it needs to work in May. Otherwise, you're not performing on a Saturday night. If this doesn't improve. But, I mean, songs have improved, like the performances from a national final can sometimes be so impeccably different from the ones that we see at Eurovision. I'm optimistic. I think the song is there. They picked a good song. They picked what I consider to be their best song. Whether or not that's going to really come across on the stage in May, well, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I guess that's gotta be it for now. But I gotta say I'm I'm quite disappointed with that live performance. But I'm optimistic still. They got the song there. I'm not sure why they're going for a performance kind of like that. They're going for a style that I'm not really like. I don't really know much about it, and she wants to be. Well, I don't know how to describe the type of performance she's giving, but it's not something that I think really works with this song. This has kind of a little bit of an anger and an attitude to it, and she's just lying on the floor making moves you can see at sketchy establishments. Whether or not that works for them, we'll yet to find out, but I hope they switch it up for something else. And I hope that she can actually prioritize singing the song when we see it in May. Or if she's comfortable with doing both and she really sells it, then sure, well, just go for it. But there's work to be done, and there is also work to be done for me because I got a lot of songs to catch up with. Tomorrow, there's going to be released so many new national final songs, if I've understood correctly. Both Latvia and Luxembourg are dropping their songs, if I'm not mistaken. Norway's songs are out. Albania's songs are out, and they've even picked their winner. Are there any more songs that are out? Probably. And I got so much to do. So I guess I'm streaming tomorrow as well. And then on Wednesday, of course, if you're interested, on Wednesday we're watching semifinal 1 of 2009, Eurovision 2009. If you're interested in that, which is kind of a thing we're doing on this channel, I'm sure most of you are aware of that. We're watching old Eurovisions and we're up on 2009, and I'm really looking forward to watching that as well. But yeah, I hope you will join me for that, and we'll see. If something's gonna happen tomorrow. I might be completely knackered. I mean, work's kicked up again, and even though I have time on the evenings, I might be too tired to go ahead and stream. But I really enjoyed doing this tonight, and I thank all of you for joining me for it. And yeah, happy to have you here. Happy to be back on YouTube and Twitch. Can't forget the Twitch, because Twitch is more reliable for all types of content. So if you do want the best kind of, I wouldn't say quality, but I think Twitch is the go-to streaming platform for being secure in terms of streaming, because I will probably never, knock on wood, right? For Wednesday when I stream an old Eurovision, I would recommend watching it on Twitch, because Twitch do not block videos worldwide, at least not yet. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you all soon again, and I'll send you off with a tribute. Rest in peace, Guy Bonnet. Either way, rest in peace.
C'est l'heure où des perles de givre se posent, où chaque feuille se prend pour une rose. Quelque part un oiseau chante quelque chose, et Marie Blanche est à moi. Nous sommes là dans une douce quiétude, nous avons mis fin à notre solitude, nos corps apprennent de tendres habitudes, et Marie Blanche est à moi, et Marie Blanche est à moi. Et moi je l'aime, et Marie Blanche s'endort près de moi. La neige tombe et le vent lui fait escorte, tous les étangs sont gelés, oui mais qu'importe, à l'hiver nous avons fermé notre porte, et Marie Blanche est à moi, et Marie Blanche est à moi, et moi je l'aime, et Marie Blanche s'endort près de moi. Oh, que le temps lui-même tourne ses pages, nous resterons là un siècle ou davantage. La ville dort sous l'aile des blancs nuages, et Marie Blanche est à moi. Je ne veux rien savoir du reste du monde, la terre ne m'a jamais semblé aussi